Okay, here is this big giant rug I made and I'm working on. I made it quite a while ago, and what I did was use sheets. You go to the Goodwill and you get old sheets, and I'm going to show you how you prepare it to make this. It's real fast. This rug could be used for, this is in my bathroom, but they wash well. I made them for my daughters, and they used them in their kitchens because in front of the sinks, and they're perfect. So you get an old sheet. This one, it was the kind of sheet, fitted sheet, that the corners are for, I remember mattresses used to be this big, and now they're this big, and so your sheets won't stay on. So what do you do with your old sheets like that? So here's what you do. Now I make them 2 inches, each one, 2 inches. And you just rip it. And it'll have some strings on it like this, and you know, just kind of make a pile. And it doesn't matter if there's strings left on it. But this is how our grandmothers, great-grandmothers made rugs for their house. My husband's mother had a beautiful one. You could plan I kind of planned the colors, but you wouldn't have to. But you just do this. Okay. Then after you have all of your sheet, I kind of do it as I go along. Okay, then you take one of these, fold it in two like this, and you make a little slit. Like right here, a little slit. These are kitchen shears. They're not very good. And then you get another one, because you know you don't want to take time to sew, because you're not sewing right now. You're crocheting. Okay, then you do a little slit. I'm sure there's other YouTubes that will show you from the very beginning how to do it better. But I'm just giving you the idea that you might want to. Now you take these two and you put them together like this. Okay, it's like a buttonhole. Then you find the end over here. And you flip it through this.
This is teaching me to.
It is. The cameraman's learning. She's learning to crochet. Pull it tight. You can't hurt it. That's what I did with all of that, and it didn't hurt it a bit. So you cut a little hole, and you have to have this one going the opposite direction. If you put them like this, it'll just go through and not hook together. There's a science into the way you face them, of how it works out. Don't ask me what the science is, but okay. And then just pretend, you know, you want it to continue, so you lay it that way. And these strings, if you cut them, it wouldn't be so ravelly, but who wants to take all that time cutting them? It's not important to cut it. Pull it tight. Okay, so that's what I did last night. And then you roll it in a ball, and I have this much. And by the time you get it this big around, this isn't going to go around very many times. But when you start out in the middle, now if you want a round rug, I made my granddaughter a round one. Then you start out just like a circle, and then you have to add stitches as you go around so it lays flat. But if you want an oval one, then I did it this long and then go around and round. Now, I'm hoping you already know how to crochet. If you don't, go on YouTube. Since I'm not near you, I can't be your best friend and teach you and come over to your house. Go on YouTube and find beginning crochet. You buy a big old hook. You have to have a big old hook. And I don't know what size it is. It's not marked. So when you go to Walmart or wherever, just find the biggest hook that you think looks like this one. Because it has to, you know. All right, so you're going to just do single crochet because you don't want double. You want it pretty close wove. Double crochet gives you a, you know, loopier look. We want tight because we want this to be a rug. And you don't want holes. Okay, so then you just push it in and pull it through. And it goes really fast. The only thing I don't like about is the bigger you get, it gets heavy, and then it's, you got to move it around more and everything. But I don't know if these would ever wear out. I've had them and the one upstairs for years. And you wash it and it never wore out. It's not getting any holes. The sheets didn't break or anything. Now see, sometimes you'll have an end up right here. There's the ends. If that bothered you, you could take a needle and thread and stitch it. Here's another one, but it doesn't bother me. And if one side gets dirty, I always just turn them over, and I shake it, and then I just turn it over and get both sides dirty, and then I wash them. Now, the bigger it gets, it's going to get heavier. And so you have to make sure your washer is going to be able to take the extra weight. So don't put anything else in there. Now, when you get to the corner like this, I'm at the corner, if I just kept going, it would start buckling up. You have to put an extra stitch over here to increase, because a circle increases. So you have to put an extra stitch on the corners around the curve. But if you, hate throwing away sheets that are still good fabric, if you want a little winter project to do, you should look into doing this. This is a great, fun thing to do. I'm trying to see where my corner is to add. Okay, I'm good. To add the stitch. And how you add it is you just do 2 in 1. I'm going to do it to this next one. And here, see where the seams, 2 pieces together. There is a way you cut your sheet in a complete continuous circle to make your yarn stuff. But you got to have a big place to lay it out and then cut all the way around. But on YouTube, I know I watched one time they showed you how to do that. But I don't mind that you hook them together. I'm not entering it in the fair or anything. So I just wanted to give this little tutorial that maybe 3 people will watch about how to make a rag rug. One time, years ago, when I was really young, years and years ago when I was young, I wanted to make one, and they didn't have YouTube then. So I braided fabric and braided stuff. And then I sewed it all together around to make a braided rug. That sucked. It took forever. And big old long pieces of braid, and you had to keep it separate and untangle it. I wouldn't suggest doing the braided rug. But this is fun. I think it's going to be cute with the dark around. All right. Give me a subscribe.